All right, let's talk Los Angeles Chargers, the undefeated Chargers. This is a team obviously off to a really strong start. Jim Harbaugh so far, 2 games, small sample, but he definitely looks worth the money. This team is heading in the right direction, but how they got here was a bunch of smart moves. And there was one move that kind of slid under the radar. A lot of Chargers fans were actually upset about it at the time. Looks like Ortiz and Harbaugh made a genius move. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, Chargers fans, it's going to feel good to be 2-0 and being physically dominant while you're doing it. You're winning in the trenches, which is exactly what Harbaugh and Ortiz wanted to do. They've built the entire team, the entire offseason to get to this moment. But one move they made during this offseason was an unpopular one at the time, but it looks like it has paid massive dividends. Let's pull up this report and then we'll talk about it more on the other side. This is courtesy of Bolt Beat. Just months after being hired, the new Los Angeles Chargers front office made one of the most unpopular decisions in recent franchise history, trading Keenan Allen. 2 games into the 2024 campaign, and the Chargers' decision to trade Allen is less controversial. In fact, while there's still an entire season ahead of us, the Chargers have been justified thus far in trading Allen when they did. Allen has not gotten off to a hot start for the Bears this season. In week one, the star wide receiver caught just 4 passes for 29 yards. This performance came off the heels of weight concerns about Allen, and it did not help much that he also dropped Caleb Williams' first career touchdown pass in the process. Speaking of heels, Allen was inactive in the Bears' second game of the season against the Houston Texans because of a heel injury at 32 years old. There is real concern in Chicago that Allen is past his prime and that his injuries may stack up as a result. All right, look, I know Chargers fans, and we talked to you guys at the time, right? You guys were upset. Keenan Allen, he's been a mainstay for the Bolts for such a long time. But in this game, this is a business, right? You got to think with your brain. Can't think with your heart. Harbaugh and Ortiz, they come in, they make a smart move. And listen, I follow a lot of Bears social media to try and keep up with them. They are not happy with Keenan Allen. They think that the Chargers actually pulled a fast one on them a little bit, which again, credit to the Chargers front office and Jim Harbaugh making smart moves, even if they're unpopular at the time. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. But first, Chargers fans, in the comment section below, big time matchup, week 3, battle of the unbeatens, Chargers, Steelers. Want to hear from you guys. Give us your prediction, final score of this game. Put it in the comment section below. But Miles, what are your thoughts on this latest Chargers news?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is a really good move for the Chargers because it fits them stylistically. It fits what this Jim Harbaugh team wants to do, and I'll explain that a little bit. And that's because when you look at this Chargers team, what they were trying to accomplish in the offseason, they wanted to be a smash mouth team. They wanted to play hard nosed defense, run the ball, be really, physical. And Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, didn't really fit that mold. They asked people to take pay cuts. Keenan Allen wanted more. They go ahead, they trade him. Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa both take pay cuts to stay on this Jim Harbaugh squad. I think that was really, apt move by them as well because it's proven to be really, really good. But I think there's also a thought where Jim Harbaugh looked at the talent on this roster and he said, hey, I think there's some guys here that really I can mold my leadership, my coaching ability. We can make them stand out. There's one guy in particular. Let's bring up our second article and kind of dive into that as well. This is from SI.com. It says, on Sunday, an unexpected star emerged from the shadows. Nonetheless, very shadowy first season for him. Los Angeles Chargers receiver Quentin Johnston was the touchdown leader in the 26-3 triumph over the Carolina Panthers. Sophomore wideout scored 2 touchdowns in week 2 and quite literally came out of nowhere. Against the Raiders in the season opener, Johnson tallied just 38 yards on 3 receptions. He made some notable catches, but wasn't a standout player. On Sunday against the Panthers, he reminded everybody why he was a first-round pick. We believe in him so much, and we've seen him from in-camp OTAs. He's gone up and made plays. Quarterback Justin Herbert said via the team transcript, it was only a matter of the time before we saw it on the big stage. And I think this is what Harbaugh, this is what Ortiz saw. They said, hey, we've got some guys on this roster who already are ready to step up and make big-time plays. We have enough talent in our receiver room. We don't need to overpay for aging guys that, as we see now, can have injuries, derail the season a little bit, have things start to stack up and be really disappointing. And I think, like you said, Nick, this is a team making a lot of really smart moves, and I really think Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz have this team going in the right direction.
And when you look at the numbers, right, it makes sense stylistically. I agree with everything you said there. But when you look at the numbers, the dollars and cents that rule the National Football League with the salary cap, it looks even smarter, right? Keenan Allen this year alone, according to overthecap.com, he has a salary cap hit of $23.1 million. So far through 2 games, small sample size, he could turn around, of course. He's got 29 yards, $23 million full season salary cap hit, right? And the Bears gave the Chargers a 4th-round pick to get him. Now let's go to Quentin Johnston, right? So far this year, 8 catches, 89 yards, the 2 touchdowns we talked about. His cap hit this year, next year, and the following year is less than half, less than 50% of Keenan Allen's cap hit just this year. It's smart business, right? And you can do this when you have a coach like Harbaugh who brings out the best in his players. We've seen the past few years the Chargers have had talent, but they couldn't overcome their coaching. When they won games, when they were competitive, it was because the talent found a way to win games. The coaching was holding them back. Now we're seeing the coaching unleash the talent, causing the floor of this team to get much higher and the ceiling to get much higher as well. The Chargers are physically one of the best teams in football. We've shown that the first couple weeks of the season. Justin Herbert is still Justin Herbert. Defense is playing a lot better. We'll find a lot out about this team against the Pittsburgh Steelers, another smash mouth team week 3. And then, of course, big matchup coming up soon after that against the Kansas City Chiefs. But I tell you what, when you make smart moves in the offseason, even when they're unpopular, even when it's a fan favorite kind of player, but it's for the right reasons, it usually works out well for you. And Chargers fans, you should be really excited by the direction of this football team.